she kisses him, he remembers. It's as if his past lives come flooding back to him, much like when we remember who we are by knowing all is love. Welcome to another episode of TrueLove Talks. Today is December 23rd, 2022, 2 days away from Christmas, and I'm having a hard time coming up with a topic today, so I'm going to talk about Christmas. So a couple days ago, I had a conversation with my mom, who mentioned that one of our old family friends stopped by, and she thought, well, if this person happens to invite us over, would you be willing to go over? I said, no. I said, don't factor me in your decision making, because I have no interest in talking to people who don't have any interest in maintaining a relationship with me. And this has been something that's happened especially this year. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. I have lost pretty much all my old friends. My best friend of 35 years, I had to say goodbye to because she turned out to be a narcissist and she wasn't treating me very well. So hopefully this has opened the gates to a world of new friends who are respectful, who are intelligent, who are truthers, and I'm open to that. I have a friend who is like that, so I'm grateful for that. I have to say it was hard at first. Mourning the loss of that friendship was the hardest part, not because of the loss of the friendship per se. It was more to do with the fact that I had to realize that the friendship was a lie. So the last 3 years I have lived in mostly total isolation. I haven't been going to work because of the crazy mandates. I had to cancel my gym membership last year because of the crazy mandates. I've been out of the loop. I pretty much have a very small circle of social life, if you can call it that. And I do talk to people in my building who are very nice. However, they're very caught up in the matrix. They're about 10 years younger than me, maybe more. And so their life stage is about having children, getting married, and buying houses. And I'm like, I don't care about any of that stuff. They want to talk about jobs and careers. I don't want to talk about that stuff. So I have nothing to talk to them about. I enjoy my own company. I prefer my own company. If I go to these events, I can only go for a certain period of time, and then when I get home, I'm so grateful to be home. My energy gets drained, and I find it taxing to socialize after a certain point. After 3 years of being at home, I don't have any desire to socialize. I don't have any desire to participate in festive activities. When I think back on my life in the corporate world, and participating in all those Christmas parties and everything, and I really wanted to be invited to Christmas parties and go to New Year's parties, and now I don't care. I would rather stay home. I'm grateful to stay home. I'm grateful to not have to contend with traffic or the cold weather or finding somewhere to go or wearing fancy outfits and getting dressed up and then being disappointed because the event doesn't live up to your expectations. And having spent a lot of money for nothing. New Year's Eve is supposed to be some magical event that's almost like a fairy tale. And yet New Year's Eve is always a letdown. But I do like dancing. I enjoy dancing. I think the last party that I went to was pre-COVID. Must have been 2019, I would imagine. And it was one of my agent's parties. So it was great because it was a collection of all my friends from set. And we had run of the place. So we had a DJ who could play whatever we wanted because he was a friend of ours. And there was only, about 100 or so people there. But it was intimate, and it was all the people I knew. And I felt at home. It was great. We had a really good time. We were dancing, and I danced my butt off, or I danced my feet off. But yeah, I think that was the last party I went to. And I thought, even though it's post-truth and I really don't care about all of these holidays and parties and everything, I thought it would be nice to go have a bit of fun. So I went. Yeah, it's nice to have a bit of fun. Sometimes we forget to have fun. Sometimes, we get caught up in all of the conspiracies and the truth and everything, and it's all very serious. We forget that we need to have some fun. And I consciously try to inject fun in my life. For years now, I have been doing I have been doing what pleases me. I have been doing the things that I want to do. And if there's something that I don't want to do, if I have to do it, and there's no way around it, I find a way to do it so that I do enjoy it while I'm doing it. If there's something I don't want to do and I don't have to do it, I will not do it. In terms of Christmas, I don't buy gifts. I did decorate with what I have. I have very little decorations. I don't have a tree. I have some lights and a wreath and stuff. That half of the decorations that I have came from my mom. She had leftover, and I have to return them later. It's kind of nice to participate in the Christmas season. And, as truthers, we discover various levels of truth, especially pertaining to Christmas. We'll go through the evil perception, and then we'll go through the esoteric perception, and eventually come to realize that it's not evil. So we kind of do a 360. So when it was evil, I was like, I don't want to participate in Christmas. But now I understand what it really means, and I'm actually okay with it. I think that it's worth participating in. I know what it really means. My favorite thing to do at Christmas is to watch It's a Wonderful Life. I like the old Christmas movies. I like Holiday Inn, It's a Wonderful Life. Miracle on 34th Street's pretty good too. Those are my 3 favorites. But It's a Wonderful Life, absolutely. Every year I would watch it. And my mom started to make fun of me because she's like, I don't understand why you like that movie so much. It makes me cry every single time I watch it. Like I've said before, when it triggers in you an emotion and you don't know why, it's because it triggers a memory. And when I discovered the truth, I understood why It's a Wonderful Life was my favorite movie. I will tell people that it's my favorite movie and they will laugh at me. And I'm like, why? It's an incredible movie. I think it's because it's a Christmas movie that people laugh at me. The reason I resonate with It's a Wonderful Life so much is because, first of all, it's incredibly well written. It's an incredible movie. It's incredibly well acted. You get a full sense of his life in a very short period of time. You get a picture of his life from being a child to getting married to his crisis point, to the point where he is willing to throw away his life because he's worth more dead than alive. He's on the verge of massive trouble because his uncle was an idiot and lost money. So he's willing to throw away his life over money. And he has this crisis point, and then this angel comes in, shows him this incredible gift of what the world would be like without him in it. And to see how his life touches so many other lives, and the way that this movie is set up so brilliantly, that the story of his life and the details of, just a regular guy's life, nothing special. He wanted to shake the dust of this dirty old town and go and see the world, and he never got the chance to. He always put other people ahead of himself. But then he managed to fall in love and get married, and he had beautiful children, but he was starting to lose sight of that, and he was starting to lose appreciation for the things that he had, for how wealthy he was with the things that he had. And he was poor. He had this crummy old house that was falling apart, that they were trying to renovate and do up. He had all these people in the town, and his ambition was to make sure that these people had someone else to go to than having to run to the bank to Potter, the crooked criminal. And so he was putting his convictions and his integrity above all else. He was helping other people have a life outside of the system. And he was a rebel. And he didn't appreciate the things that he was doing. He was staunch in his belief that people of this town deserve to have somewhere else to go than running to Potter. And he also had strong integrity and belief in supporting his family. So he would put his family's needs ahead of his own, constantly sacrificing his own needs. Not that that's good, but he was helping others. He was completely blind to his own strength and his own power and his own value, the things that he had to offer people. And he was miserable. He was miserable with the fact that he had given up his dreams to live in this crummy old town. And the reason that none of that worked out, none of the dreams that he had for himself of leaving town and going to travel the world, none of that worked out because there was a bigger plan for him. Because his inner guidance was geared more to helping others than it was to helping himself. And so at every opportunity that he had to choose between serving himself or serving others, he chose to serve others. And so when he came to a point where he was in trouble, where he needed the help of the people, Potter said to him, "Go run to those people that you love so much. You think they're going to help you?" Because they would never help Potter. Because Potter's never done anything for them. All Potter ever does is take, 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 take. All Jimmy Stewart ever does is give, 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 give. To his own detriment. He needed a balance. And so this whole story is about him correcting the balance. And so he realizes that he wants his old life back. He wants his life back no matter what. He sees the value that he has to offer. He sees the value in the people around him and can't stand the idea that they would forget him and that he wouldn't mean anything to anybody, that they wouldn't know him at all. So he goes back to his old life no matter what the consequence is. And so when he goes back to his old life, he knows he's probably facing jail or he's facing some dire consequences because nothing has changed. He hasn't gone back knowing that his circumstances have changed. He doesn't care. He goes back because he appreciates what he has. He didn't appreciate it before, and now he does. Not only does he appreciate what he has in his family and his friends, he appreciates what he has in himself and what he has to offer the world. And so he goes back at a higher frequency because he feels love. He feels love for himself and he feels love for others. And when he gets home, this miracle has happened where the entire town has come around to support him and help him and save him from getting into trouble because he's always been good and kind and generous to people. So the message is that it doesn't matter what comes your way. No one who has friends is poor because the true value in life does not come from money. It comes from who you are and how you are in the world. So, I don't know if people even notice this message when they watch this movie, which is why they laugh at me. They think it's a silly movie about an angel who's a star that talks. It's my favorite movie, and I'm going to watch it tonight. I haven't watched it in a few years. So yeah, I'm going to go watch some Christmas movies. Tomorrow's my last episode. I'm glad you've enjoyed my series. I think I'm going to continue with this format in the future, like not on a daily basis, but for simplicity's sake, so that I can get out more information faster. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to leave it there. That's the end of this video. Thanks for listening. Hope you're having a great night. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.